All right, with President Biden out of the 2024 campaign, attention now turns to what happens next.
Yeah, joining us live with his take, Oakland County political science professor Dave Dulio. Dave, thanks for joining us. Give us your kind of take on today's news.
Well, thanks for having me, guys. One word: historic. This is something that we've never seen in modern American history, and I think that it's on so many levels, right? The fact that Joe Biden, sitting president, steps away, really, I think fair to say, was forced out, given all the pressure that he was facing from all of these other Democrats around the country asking him to step aside. Plus the fact that it's so close to not only Election Day, but the Democratic National Convention. The level of uncertainty that has just been injected into the race is off the charts, and it's frankly the third, by my count, third political earthquake that we've seen in the last month. The debate, the Trump assassination attempt, and now President Biden exiting the race.
All right, Dave. So first of all, let's make this very clear. You predicted that this would happen months and months ago when it wasn't a popular notion at the time. So we give you that credit. But while we have you on this note of credibility, I want to dive into vice presidential picks for this woman now. This is an important one. This leader will have to come up with another leader. Whitmer can't be one of them, according to so many, including Brenda Lawrence, because you can't necessarily win at this point necessarily with two women. Do you agree with that?
I don't. I think that, you asked earlier in the show, Roop, if America is ready. And I think America is. There's no doubt about it. And I guess the proof will be in the pudding. But I would not expect that the gender of a candidate is going to get in the way. I think there are many other considerations. You mentioned before Governor Beshear. I think he's got to be on the list. I think Governor Shapiro from Pennsylvania is going to be a hot name. And I think it's going to be a Midwesterner, simply because the Electoral College math for Democrats is tough without states like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Michigan.
Donald Trump was in Grand Rapids just yesterday at a rally, and he took a poll of the audience asking who they would like to see him run against, Joe Biden or Kamala Harris. How ready is the Trump campaign for this nominee?
Oh, I think they're more than ready. In fact, they've got ads on the air already in some swing states that are going right after the vice president and I think soon to be presidential nominee of the Democratic Party. I think that they've had this possibility in mind for weeks. And in addition, they've been doing opposition research on Kamala Harris for years, and because she's the vice president, and she was going to be part of this campaign either way, as vice president, if Biden had stuck around, or now as the very likely presidential candidate. They have everything they need to run a campaign against the sitting vice president.
Social media is filled with all kinds of predictions, and so much of it is not based in any kind of reality. Break down the political implications of why it's Harris who has the access to the dollars, $200 million plus bucks in the war chest, and not anybody else.
Well, you reported on it earlier, Roop. It's the law, right? It's just how campaign committees are set up, the rules by which they have to abide, and it's really no more complicated than that.
Well, in terms of moving forward, a brokered convention, your thoughts on what could happen here in Chicago coming up in less than a month?
Oh, I think that this is going to be wrapped up well in advance of the convention. I think that you're going to see, like we did today, a lot more Democrats rally behind Kamala Harris, and she's going to be the overwhelming pick for the delegates at the convention. And I think that it's really not going to be the drama that some are predicting or even maybe hoping to see there.
Lastly now, what do you think will happen with our lame duck president as he rides out this term? What will happen for the foreseeable future here?
Probably not much. You know, I think that rather than spend all his time campaigning as he probably would have, you know, from say now until November, I think Joe Biden will ride it out in the White House and probably a lot of time in Delaware at his beach house. And, you know, sort of ride off into the sunset. I'm sure he'll make some campaign appearances for Kamala Harris and whoever her vice presidential pick is, and he'll show up at the convention, but pretty low key for the president, I would imagine.
That high profile schedule of campaigning now gets next door over to the VP's office as she tries to run the country as a vice president and also run her campaign. Interesting times. Dave Giulio, you'll be on the Pulse with us tomorrow night at 11:30 p.m. here on Fox 2 for more on this. We look forward to seeing you then. Thanks for your time.
And we'll be right back with a look at weather.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it, guys.